I put my dad in the street against a heavyweight.
I've gone back to the dad. I've punched him a few more times.
5 blokes outside my front door. Can you come and help
One
me?
hell of a fucking story, so stay tuned.
Joining us virtually, and welcome to the press conference for BOXXER Fight Night for September 3rd, live at the M&S Bank Arena here in Liverpool. We are at Anfield Stadium ahead of a highly anticipated soccer match, from what I gather, the derby between Liverpool and Everton. Before we begin, I would like to thank our official partners, Bet365, Village Hotels, Everlast, and Wow Hydrate. Now let's introduce those who are joining us today. First, the undefeated WBC Youth Super Lightweight Champion, Adam Azim. The undefeated heavyweight Big Phrase, Fraser Clark. Our competitors for our British Light Heavyweight Championship fight, Shakan Pitters, and the defending champ, Super, Dan Aziz. Saturday night will also feature a unification bout for the WBC and WBO's Women's Super Welterweight Championship. First, from Sweden, she is the defending WBC champion, Patricia Bergholt, and the WBO champion from right here in Liverpool, Natasha Jonas. And finally, for our main event Saturday night, please welcome the pride of Liverpool, making his homecoming, Liam Beefy Smith. And finally, joining us is BOXXER CEO Ben Shalom and the head of boxing development for Sky Sports, Mr. Adam Smith. Adam, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Big Mo. Good to have you back with us, and a very warm welcome to a happy Anfield after that late finish last night. Momentum at last for the Reds, and what a weekend for BOXXER and Sky to kick off our packed autumn schedule here on Merseyside, as Big Mo says, the derby, and then at the M&S Arena on Saturday night, a feast. Liam Smith returning. We're delighted to have Liam back on Sky Sports, in with a dangerous puncher, HASSAN MWAKINYO, Tasha Jonas, part of our team now at Sky, aiming for unification. It's not enough for her just to win a world title, she wants more now. It's not what she told me a few months ago, but here we go against Patricia Bergholt, the WBC champion, undefeated, and we welcome her. It's a fantastic matchup. What a matchup down on the table in front of us for the British Light Heavyweight title between Dan Aziz, the current champion, and the former champion, Shakan Pitters. I remember his dad fighting. It's part of a family affair for Pitters. For Dan, he wants to do everything the right way, and how he's doing that at the moment, undefeated. Talking about two undefeated fighters alongside them, Fraser Clark and Adam Aziz. Two of our hottest prospects continue their quest and their journey. Something for everybody on this BOXXER night, Ben, and a wonderful way to kick off our autumn and winter period.
Yeah, unbelievable to be here. Great way to start the season in Liverpool, probably the best boxing city in the UK. Liam Smith obviously starts his career back on Sky Sports, back with first time with BOXXER, and the form he's in is just incredible to get him out straight away. And the card has everything, as you say, Adam. Tasha Jonas became world champion in February. People questioned, should she be going up to 154? Should she be jumping up 3 weight divisions? She did it in style, and here she is again. And this time she's going to unify against a very, very tough, unbeaten Patricia Bergholt. Shakan Pitters takes on Dan Aziz, and Dan, as you said, has done everything the right way. He's gone from southern areas, he's gone from English title, he's gone to the British, and he's probably one of the fan favourites in that light heavyweight division. People love his style, people love to watch him, and this is a massive test. Shakan Pitters obviously won our tournament when we were just starting out and did it in style, and is a classy operator. I know him very, very well as well, and it's a real 50-50 that fight, and of course possibly two future superstars of British boxing. Adam Aziz needs no introduction anymore. People know what he's about. He's 20 years old, and he's taken the scene by storm, and it's great to have him back out. And then Fraser Clark, who we think will be possibly the most popular British heavyweight we have for the next few years, and we've seen Dillian Whyte and Anthony Joshua become superstars in their own right in Britain. and we're looking for our next one. We believe Fraser Clark is it, and a devastating knockout in his last outing, and here he is again against an unbeaten opponent, and it's going to be a big stage for him to prove again what the future holds.
Absolutely. Let's start by going down to the British light heavyweight title. We kick off on Sky Sports with this fight. We always want to start really strongly on the night, and this is a fight that's been in the melting pot for some time. We know Dan Aziz well over the last year, a real sort of stalwart for BOXXER in the early days. But Shakhan, you of course go back with BOXXER, as Ben says. You know each other well. You had the success in the BOXXER Ultimate Tournament. Do you feel now is the right time for you to regain this British title, and how excited are you for facing the undefeated Dan Aziz?
Thank you everyone for obviously coming out today. It's a great turnout. I'm very confident with this fight. As you said, you know, it's been in the pipeline for a while. People's tagging me on social media many times, mentioning Dan's name. Dan's obviously a good champion, a good fighter himself. And I'm excited for these kind of fights. It's a fight, like I said, I believe I'm confident I can win. And will do on Saturday night.
It looks a great contrasting clash of styles. Obviously there's no taller light heavyweight around than yourself. Do you think that awkwardness and the fact that you've got that advantage will hold you in good stead Saturday?
Yeah, well, I tend to use my advantage as well, but there's many things as well, you know, I work on in my training camps and things like that, which, you know, to adapt to kind of opponents when, you know, like a Dan or come forward. Any kind of opponent, you've got to be prepared for all situations. You can't just depend on my advantages of being tall and rangy. You know, it's quite obvious I'm tall and I'm rangy and things like that, but I've also got to work on other things which I generally have in the gym. We've worked very hard for this fight over the years, and it's, as I say, it's all brought me down to this stage here now, which again, I'm confident Saturday night a man will be raised.
You say you've worked hard for the fight over the years. You've had plenty of time to study Dan. What are his strengths and what are his weaknesses that you can exploit?
Again, you know, what I can say is a good fighter, similar to myself. He's come up, you know, from the small shows. You know, he's won the Southern, he's won the English, the British, and so on. He's done it the traditional way. Myself, obviously, don't go my list out for Midlands around that area by choice, really, with ourselves. But he's a good fighter, as I say. I'm coming forward in my career now. I only want to be a good fighter, a good fight with good fighters, and you know, push on. And I believe it's the right fight for me to then propel myself to where we've got to go going forward.
Music to our ears. We want good fights, and this is one. Dan, you have the Lonsdale belt, one of the most beautiful prizes in boxing in front of you. You said you've done it the sort of hard way, the old-fashioned way. You don't want to run, you don't want to jump, you want to take on all challenges, and this is a very dangerous one for you, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it really is. Like you said, I like to do things the traditional way, and this is just the next step. You know, it's one thing winning a belt. Anyone can win a vacant belt, but it's another thing to defend it. I think Shakhan's a worthy contender. He's a former British light heavyweight champion, and yeah, I just think this is just another step for me to just solidify myself as one of the top light heavyweights in the country.
How have you enjoyed the attention you've had in the last 12 months, being one of boxers sort of spearheading new fighters, and the fact that you've packed out arenas and you've been performing as well? Has that done a great deal for your confidence as well?
Yeah, this is something new. Like you mentioned, I've come up on small halls, but at the end of the day, it's all about just performing on the night, getting the job done. All that doesn't really matter if you don't get the win on the night. So yeah, that's what I'm mainly focused on. But yeah, it has been nice.
I love your attitude, the big socks, Marvin Hagler, and you want to do things the right way. And it's a wonderful division, isn't it, both domestically and worldwide, the 12 Stone 7 Brigade. So there's so many treasures out there for you if you can get through Saturday.
Yeah, for sure, and that's the main thing, getting through Saturday. Like you said, the domestic division is packed. Again, Shakhan's one of them top guys in the division, and I look forward to defending my title against him.
Ben, it's great that they've got so much respect for each other, and these are the sort of fights you're really keen to push going forwards, aren't you?
100%. I think, look, one thing that stands out, I know both of these guys really well. Shakhan Pitts, he's hungry. They're both, the word that comes to mind is hunger. I remember when I met him just before the tournament, and he was struggling to find his opportunity, and he goes into an 8-man tournament believing that's the way forward and that's the way he did it. He won 3 times on one night. And Dan Aziz, I mean, I remember talking to him before the last fight, and he wouldn't even stay in the hotel. He wanted to go back to his flat. He wanted to feel uncomfortable. He wanted to feel everything that he's been through, the hard work, the stress, the not missed opportunities, the lack of financial opportunity. He wants to feel that he's a real fighter, he's a real person, and I don't think he'll ever lose that. And that's what made this fight special. That's what made Dan special, and I think that's why fans love him.
British light heavyweight title to kick off proceedings. I want to bring in the big man now, somebody who's also done it the hard way, and somebody that's got so much respect in the trade, with captain of Team GB, Fraser Clark. I'm coming to Adam in a sec. Fraser, it's your turn. The big man with the mic here. Great performance in Bournemouth. Good to see you back after injury. Another undefeated opponent. You're being matched hard early. Pencho Svetkov, who is a big guy, and he's young and he's hungry. This is what you want, isn't it, Fraser?
Yeah, of course I do. First of all, this is our subject, but I just want to take the opportunity to use the platform of Sky and BOXXER just to spread this message of, putting the weapons down after the tragedy that's gone on recently in Liverpool, and it's happening all over the UK. I think it's time, whilst I'm on this platform, just to spread that message that, all this craziness has got to stop, and, we need better days ahead. As far as the boxing goes, they matched me well, and it's proven difficult, to nail down opponents for one reason or another. But I'm here to box, I'm here to compete, and like I say, I'm over the moon to be boxing Liverpool. I've got great memories here. Won an ABA title here, lost in the final here, and it's different to Bournemouth. I'm glad to be in this city, with people that know their boxing, understand. Got a lot of friends here. I'm looking forward to putting a show on Saturday night.
Pleasure, Ronnie, friends here, Stockton, with you, don't mind me, to line in Liverpool. And Rob Bellingham.
Alright. Fraser, how good for you to be back in Bournemouth with your performance, and how important is it for you to keep a real momentum going now you're injury free?
Yeah, getting back in Bournemouth, it was everything really. No fighter likes being injured. It was a difficult period for me just as I got started. But to come back to that performance and a game opponent, that's what I wanted, that's what you guys delivered. Like we seen it the way he came for a fight. And just to get in there, and like I said, I think there was a little bit of rust, but I soon shut that off, and once I got my boxing going and concentration, everything came around and the left hook finished the fight. But there's still a lot to come from me, I'm always learning, I've still got so much to learn. I'm doing it, in the gym, on the job. I'm just excited to get the momentum going and hopefully, secure my place as a great heavyweight.
Yeah, that was a great performance against a man who'd been in with Gerard Miller recently and gone the distance. Obviously, the scene is fantastic at the moment. We saw Usyk and Joshua, Tyson Fury, Dillian White mentioned by Ben. You've got Joe Parker, Joe Joyce. I mean, it's all Daniel Dubois. It's all happening now. Do you think that your sort of rise will come in the next 18 to 24 months, and that you will be absolutely ready, I don't know, at the age of 33, 34, to take on the world and win a world title?
Time will tell, Adam. I'm confident in myself, I'm confident in the work that I'm doing, but I don't look that far ahead. One fight at a time for me, and just start progressing, start making improvements in myself as a fighter, and hopefully, with the right attitude by myself, them days will come.
That's a great attitude. Fraser, wish you well on that journey alongside you, another man, a younger man, but somebody who's really, really putting his name on the map. Adam Azim, everybody's saying that he's the hottest prospect, the most precocious talent in the country. We've seen the early fight performances, the devastating stuff he does in the ring, the backflips afterwards as well. Welcome back to this stage. It's Liverpool now. You're a Liverpool fan. I bet you're delighted, first of all, Adam, to be having a press conference at Anfield ahead of such a big day on Saturday.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity again to fight a boxer. For me to be at Anfield and fighting, it's like a dream because I'm a Liverpool supporter. So yeah, big up Liverpool. I can't wait for Saturday night. Like, this is just another step up. He's a good durable opponent, and I believe so. I've been grafting in the gym a lot, so this is just another guy in front of me, and yeah, I'm ready to fight Saturday.
How are you feeling the expectation on your shoulders? Everybody's writing about you, everybody's talking about you. Obviously, your trainer Shane believes you're the best he's ever had. Is that something that really inspires you, or is it something that makes you a little edgy going into these fights, knowing that you've got to perform time and time again?
Do you know what? I don't really, I take that in and use that as a motivation and keep training hard in the gym. So every time I'm in the gym, I'm always thinking like, a lot of people are talking about me, and I want to prove that, I'm worthy as a good fighter, and I just want to keep improving, keep impressing everyone. And it's just like, I want to become the youngest world champion. That's my goal, and I've always said that since I was 4. So.
And that's got to be quick. So it's moving you fast, it's getting you matched harder and harder, and that's something you and Shane are going to take on.
Yeah, definitely. Shane's the best trainer in the country. Shane knows what he's doing, and he's, me and him together, we have this bond as a, student and trainer, and every time I'm in the gym, he's saying I'm always improving. So.
It's very, very exciting times. Ben, I want to bring you in because Fraser's talking about a slightly slower build towards a world title. Alan wants one now. How difficult is that for you as a promoter to get the balance right in the education?
I think the most difficult thing now is finding opponents that want to come in the ring. 95% are going to get knocked out. I think that is genuinely the difficulty at this stage of his career. Obviously he wants to move fast, and when Shane and Barry McGuigan are saying, Ben, we're not slowing down here, this is generational talent, this is something we've never seen before. We've had so many fighters through our gyms, but this is special, and they want to move in quickly. We obviously want to make sure, he gets his experience in the ring. It's not just about being ready from a talent perspective. Is he ready, for the big stages? Is he ready for the big nights? And every time he comes out, it shows that he is, and it goes from strength to strength. It's exciting, we want to keep our feet on the ground, but it's hard not to get excited when you have a talent like Adam Azim and you have him on the right platform, and it's going to be a very, very exciting 12 to 18 months, and we'll see if he can become the youngest world champion in Britain.
Expect some high octane action from the table in front of us, but here on the top table, let's bring in a lady who has an unbeaten record and is the WBC champion of the world. We mentioned the Lonsdale belt being a brilliant prize in boxing. That's a beautiful one, the green and gold. Congratulations and welcome Patricia Bergel over from Sweden to defend your title and to try and unify with the WBO down there and Natasha Jones. Patricia, welcome. I know you've been to England before. You fought in the Harringay Cup, a terrific amateur, an unbeaten professional, and you want more titles, don't you?
Yeah. I'm happy to be here. It's a big opportunity for me, and yes, of course, I want a big title, more titles, because that's what we're working for. So yeah.
You had 80 amateur bouts, so there or thereabouts. You won most of them, 15 undefeated. You beat Hannah Rankin. I think you had an old win over Lauren Price way back in the day.
Long time
when you were kids.
Yeah.
So you've been around this business a long time. So does Natasha Jonas. About her reputation here. An absolute standout for women's boxing, and has been for the last decade. What makes you think that you can beat her on Saturday night? That you can take both belts back to Sweden?
I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be tough. Tasha is a really big and good fighter. She wouldn't be world champion if she wasn't. So it's gonna be a tough fight. But I have trained hard back home, so I hope it can be mine to bring back.
And it's a fantastic time, isn't it, for women's sport. Next weekend on September the 10th, we've got a huge event with Clarissa Shields, Savannah Marshall, Michaela Meyer, Alicia Baumgarten. It's an all-female card for the first time ever in Britain. Does that make you proud, you guys, that you've fought for so long and that finally you're getting your dues?
Yes, of course. It's a big card, the next one. So it's really good for women boxing.
Well, we hope that you can stay on for another week, Patricia. We'd love to have you with us next Saturday. We've certainly got Tasha Jonas with us working for Sky, but she's got her gloves on Saturday night, so we wish her well with that. It's a tough one, Tash. the WBO champion now. That was the dream, to bring the belt back home to Mila. That was the goal. Now you want more. Are you getting greedy, or is this just a great fight on a great night?
Yeah, it's everything. It's a really tough fight, like she says. I respect who she is, what she comes with, and what she's done, both amateur and as a professional. But yeah, once you, like any great athlete or sports person, once you've reached the goal, you kind of have to set the bar a little bit higher, and set it a bit higher, and have another goal to reach and strive to, and that's exactly what I've done. The opportunities were very still quite slim. So when Ben said to me on the Monday night, after telling me on the Thursday that we couldn't get the other fight, do you want this fight? I jumped at the opportunity because, you know, the green and gold belt is something that, you know, I think most boxers aspire to want to have.
And some fighters would rightfully want a soft defence as a defence of their world title, you know, because you've gained that world championship, and let's have a nice, easy one. This is anything but. It's a unification. It's a 50-50 fight. And that's what you crave, isn't it? The competition.
Yeah, I just love when it's not all going to go my way, and I think that brings out the best in me. When I've got that little bit of fear factor, like with Teddy, like with Katie, they pull out the best performance. Like with Namas, it pulls out the best performances in me. So yeah, not much change in that. I do, you know, I am cautious of what she brings, and that fear factor makes me switch on.
Before I go to Ben, because I'm sure he's dying to say something about you and your success in the recent months, I just want to say that we obviously had lots of conversations about whether you should appear on the September 10th bill, and as much as I'm sure you love that night and you'll be part of it, it was really important for you to fight in Liverpool on your home soil with your people. It means so much to you, this city, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think, you know, we always say when we fit together and we're all one, and that's something that we want to do, and everyone gets behind each other. For me, you know, it was a huge card, and it's a huge card, but there's no place like home. We need something in the city to smile about that, you know. And I think that, you know, me and Frankie, Tal and Paddy can bring that. And the positivity is something that we need, just like what they said. So.
Well said, Tasha, absolutely, and there's no place like Liverpool. Ben, Tasha Jonas, phenomenal.
Yeah, I remember meeting Tasha about 12 months ago, and from the outside, from a fan, she was like, for me, one of the most unlucky fighters I think I've ever seen, in the sense that, you know, she burst on the scene 2012 in that quarter-final with Katie Taylor. She then was injured for the Commonwealths and became a mother, and then had that disgraceful decision against Terry Harper, and obviously unanimously, you know, lost a unanimous decision to Katie Taylor, very, very close to her. And things just never fell for her, and I don't think she ever had a promoter prioritising her throughout her career. And so then be able to work with her, for us to be able to become a world champion, for her to continue to want to take challenges. I mean, to come up to 154 in the first place was crazy. Now she's unified with a genuine world champion in Patricia. We talk about role models. We talk about, you know, what the young should be looking at now, and the hopelessness that's going on in the city. There's no one better than Tasha Jonas, and she'd probably sit with me because I'm a fan and I'm proud to be alongside her. I'm proud to represent her, and it's a special.
The very best. I'm delighted to be sitting up here alongside Liam Smith. Absolutely delighted. The Smith brothers have a special place in Sky boxing history, of course. Elder brother Paul, Stephen, what an amateur he was, fantastic pro too. And Callum, of course, who was fantastic out in Saudi when we saw him a few weeks ago, and still wants to become a two-weight world champion. Liam Smith wants to become a world champion again. He wants the big fights. He's come to Ben. And now Ben is going to deliver in the next year, I'm sure, year to 18 months, Liam, some really, really big nights for you. It starts here, it's the homecoming, it's what you asked for, it's time to deliver against a dangerous guy in HASSAN MWAKINYO, he brings an unbeaten in the last 10, he beats Sam Eddington, Julius Indongo. He can punch, you're going to have to be ready.
Yeah, of course, but I don't expect anything less to the level I'm at, the position I'm in at the moment. I don't expect anything less, and I know, obviously, fighting me, he's going to give Hassan a little bit more, a little bit, an extra 10% he does with most of them. Obviously the rankings I've got, so I know I have to be switched on, but I also know I have to be switched on because he's quite heavy-handed, and that's probably the only way I come unstuck in this fight. So as long as I'm switched on to that, I feel I'll do a proper job on Hassan, and obviously to be back home in Liverpool is it's a special night every time we fight in Liverpool. You know, it always brings good memories, and I've always said I've got a good record in this arena. It's a good omen for me, and I've said this before the Fowler fight, and I'll say it again. Although it was a good night, so I expect another one on Saturday.
Yeah, you've been in so many great fights and nights over the years. You come off a really impressive performance against Jesse Vargas. You're highly ranked everywhere. There's a lot of life left in you here, isn't there?
It is, yeah. Obviously, I've always said that, and you know, that comes with the family I'm from, and I don't mean to keep touching on it, but I say that way. People think I'm being overlooking Hassan, or people think I'm coming towards the end. Believe me, I'm from too good a family for both of them things. If I'm taking my half the ball with Hassan, I'll be told. If I'm coming towards the end of my career, I'll be told, and I'm not getting told anything like that yet, so I've still got a lot to give.
And there's plenty out there. I know there's a lot of talk about the Chris Eubank fight. He's obviously got other business first with Conor Benn, but that's something that you want, isn't it? And want now.
Yeah, of course. That was a fight I would have took next. It was a fight I'll take next again. It's a fight I'll take tomorrow. If you offer me it, you know. I was always going to have this fight in Liverpool, and then, you know, Chris Eubank was mentioned. So whoever Chris Eubank fought next was irrelevant to me. You know, he's fighting Conor Benn. If he comes to the Conor Benn fight, then I'm still here. And I'm sure I'm still here for the fight to be made. And if that fight's made, I'm sure the public will be happy with it.
Before I bring Ben in, finally, what is the goal now, Lee? Is it to become a world champion all over again? Is it just to give big, entertaining fights and cement your legacy in this sport and obviously your family's future? What is it that's really burning inside you still?
It's the both of them you just mentioned that, and it's not, I don't want to sit here and keep having tick over fights and keep, you know, robbing little paychecks here and there. I want a huge fight which people talk about, or I want a chance for a world title again. I'm 2, 3 and 4 in 3 of the governing bodies. So, you know, I want to beat Hassan well on Saturday and prove I'm ready for another shot at a world title. If you can't deliver a world title fight because the 4 belts are title, then, you know, I want a big fight that people talking about, and, you know, obviously Chris Eubank is easy to make because of the Sky situation. So that's one I'll take. But even if it's not in, you know, make another huge fight, and I'll take it.
Ben, Liam is a massive signing for you at BOXXER.
Yeah, massive talent. Obviously, since the Kurbanov fight as well, that he won for me out in Russia and showed his, you know, his world level against Fowler and Vargas, just a different level. And I think that's what makes it difficult. Under no illusion that we wanted the Eubank fight next. But everyone knows it's a tough fight, a very, very tough fight. And if there's an easier fight on the table, then people are going to take it. But I think it's important for us to get him back on the platform. It's important for us to do a homecoming. I think it's going to be a massive night on Saturday night on Sky. It's great for him to headline, and then we're into the business end, then we're into world titles, and then we're into big fights. But yeah, Hassan MWAKINYO, he can be reckless, and we've seen it against Sam Egginton. He's orthodox, he's southpaw, he throws punches, he can knock people out. He's unbeaten in 10. So Liam will obviously have to watch that, but then after that, yeah, Liam's ready for big fights, and has been for a long time in my opinion.
Finally, Ben, just to wrap up, how proud are you of the stable, Fraser, Tasha, and everyone talking about Liverpool and the difficulties in recent days, and we've got a big sporting night that we can look in positive lights, and it's fantastic to see the spirit in this city, isn't it?
100%. I mean, I'm from Manchester, it's down the road. I think there's a lot of similarities with both cities, and to see what's been going on in the past month, and Rico Burton, he was stabbed about 5 minutes from a house a couple of weeks ago, and we saw that within boxing just shock everyone. And I think it's difficult, and I think martial arts, boxing, combat sports, that's for people really that don't have other opportunities, and it shows that with discipline, with hard work, the guys up here today, they're role models for everyone. I think if you can become a boxer, that's probably the hardest profession to choose, so it shows there's other opportunities out there, and I think, you know, hopefully this will bring a lot of awareness to the city, a lot of awareness to the Northwest, and it can be used as a showcase to, show that there are opportunities and there are different ways of doing things, and I think we need to get away from the sort of rut that we're in now, particularly in the northwest, and hopefully with Tasha, with Liam, with Fraser, with Adam, who could have all gone down different routes, they're here and they can show what can happen if you are focused and you're disciplined.
Yeah, well said, Ben. It's a great city, a city steeped in football and boxing history, of course, so expect a fabulous night on Saturday at the M&S Arena. This array of talent for you as we spearhead our way through the autumn and winter with some fantastic shows from BOXXER and Sky Sports. I believe there'll be some further opportunities, hopefully down on the pitch. We'd like to get down there if we can, get a few shots, and the guys and girls will be ready for interviews as well. But a terrific night ahead. Thank you very much, and join us Saturday.
Yeah, I put my dad in the street against a heavyweight.
I've gone back to the dad, I've punched him a few more
There's 5
times.
blokes outside my front door, you coming out?
One hell of a fucking story, so stay tuned.